All right, Joseph, I know how much you love Yu-Gi-Oh! And I also know how much you happen to love trivia. So today, we're going to be playing essentially what is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but for Yu-Gi-Oh! To test your knowledge of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I was so on board until you said the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. I think this is going to be a test of how much I've absorbed from that Twitch marathon where they played all of it in a row. Oh, God, there's not going to be stuff about Zexal in here, is there?
I'll let you know. It is solely just the Duelist Kingdom arc. So everything before Battle City. That is all we are going to be quizzing you on today. But I know that you also know Yu-Gi-Oh! To an extent. So I gave you a few easy questions to start off, but we're going to see how far you can go down the gauntlet here. You ready?
I think I can do this, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to go question by question. You do have a couple lifelines. You do, just like in the show, you're going to have a 50-50 because I'm going to give you 4 answers. So there are multiple choice. And you're also going to have the ability to phone a friend if you need it as well, because I know you probably have enough friends that could probably answer these for you. Sound good?
Good. Yeah, that sounds good. Let me get someone on standby. I got you.
Okay, well, let's start with an easy one. So going into the Duelist Kingdom tournament, what was Bandit Keith's title? Was it A, the Continental Champion, B, the International Champion, C, the Intercontinental Champion, or D, the National Champion?
This is the first question.
Come on, Joseph. Everyone knows this.
I guess I remember, like, Rex and Weevil were, like, the regional champions. Does that sound similar to maybe what they were?
Maybe.
Oh, my God. They were, like, regional champion and runner-up. Continental sounds good. You know, the continent of America. That's where he lives, right? American continent.
Supposedly. They never really officially said, I don't think.
Oh, man. I feel like it's got to be... Was he the national champ?
You know, I really thought this was going to be an easy one to start. Maybe I made this too hard.
How? Oh, God. Bandit Keith.
You know him, you love him. Here you go. I'll even give you the written version of the question, if that helps you.
Continental champion, intercontinental champion, international champion. It wouldn't be international champion because he's not. All right, I'm just going to go with my gut on this. I'm going to say national champion, final answer.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Well, Joseph, you are starting off strong at being incorrect. Bandit Keith was, in fact, the Intercontinental Champion. I'm surprised you didn't know that. They mentioned it multiple times.
Okay, well, thanks for having me. I appreciate. If you want to find me anywhere, NBT Yu-Gi-Oh! On Twitch.tv, YouTube.
Okay, well, this one might be a little bit easier. Maybe I should have put this one first. So for question number 2, what monster does Yugi use to defeat My Valentine in the Duelist Kingdom semifinals? Is it A, Blackluster Soldier, B, the Dark Sage, C, the Dark Magician, or D, the Magician of Black Chaos?
Thankfully, I know this one. It's D, Magician of Black Chaos. Final answer.
Final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
Well, Joseph, I don't know how to break this to you, but that is incorrect. Yugi uses the Blackluster Soldier to defeat Mai.
This is not going well for me.
You sure you're good at Jeopardy and all this? You
well,
sure you're
Jeopardy's
good at Jeopardy?
Different.
You tout how you're so good at trivia. Oh, Jeopardy's different? Oh, excuse me. How is it different exactly? Go on.
You're excused.
All right, Joseph, well, let's see if you can get at least one of these right. So for the third question, what is Tristan Taylor's favorite card? Is it the Cyber Commander, the Cyber Soldier, the Lava Battle Guard, or the Swamp Battle Guard?
Okay, this one should have been the first one. Out here asking me Bandit Keith's middle name. Tristan's favorite card is the Cyber Commander. I am sure
Final
of
answer.
it. I'm sure. Final answer of all final answers.
Are you 100%? You sounded pretty confident with the last question. The Bandit Keith one was a bit shaky, but you're 100% sure on this one.
I'm 100% sure.
Well, that's because you're correct. You're on the board, Joseph. Congratulations. All right, 1 for 3 of the easy questions. So this is only going to go downhill from here. Fantastic. All right, question number 4. What was Taya Gardner's dream profession? Was it ballerina, dancer, restaurant owner, or singer?
I know she wanted to dance, but you've got dancer on here twice, kind of. She doesn't strike me as a ballet type of gal. I remember when she clowned on Johnny Steps. That was funny.
When they played fake DDR. Although, to be fair, DDR is also a Konami thing, so maybe that was like cross-promotion.
When they played CCM. No,
CCM.
I will say I don't know why they didn't just play DDR. You play a little DDR, don't you?
You as well. You as well.
This is a peek under the curtain, dear viewer. I'm a very casual DDR enthusiast. I enjoy doing it. It's a fun thing for me. Alex wipes the fucking floor with like people. He could have gone pro in another life.
No, I couldn't have. I get too exhausted way too quickly.
We gotta get you and a Kemi to do and and see who's.
Oh, I would get smoked. That wouldn't
crazy.
Even be close.
He's nuts.
He is a god. Yeah, or him and Not Sure It too.
Yeah, no, Not Sure It is unbelievable.
That would be the real collab between those two.
Oh, make it happen. And you know what? You can invite Taya as well because I am positive she is a dancer.
Final answer?
Final answer.
I guess we should have started with both of these because congratulations, you just got another one correct. All right, so you're 2 for 2. It could be worse, right? You started off a bit rocky, but you're recovering.
Bringing it back.
You still have some lifelines too. Question number 5. This will be a fun one. Which of these monsters was not a proper fusion summon? Was it the Black Skull Dragon, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon with Mammoth Graveyard, the Thousand Dragon, or the Wall Shadow?
I think all of them, right? Okay, so Black Skull Dragon, I mean, that strikes me as one I don't even remember this happening in the show, but they must have polyed it. Wall Shadow as a fusion monster? Oh god, I don't remember that either. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon with Mammoth Graveyard, I remember we shot the arrow into, right? Now, that is not real. The thing that he does in that episode can't really happen. He fires Mammoth Graveyard into the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon so that it becomes weaker. You all have seen this powerful play, but he uses a card to do it. It's like Light Force Arrow or something stupid. So as dumb as it is, that might be like a proper fusion summon. Thousand Dragon, I recall, was turned into Thousand Dragon from Baby Dragon when Time Wizard's coin flip was correct. That shit is not a fusion summon. That's something else. Jeez, what do you mean by proper fusion summon here, right? Is it like if I were to try and Monster Reborn this fusion monster, would it work type thing?
The question says what it says, Joseph. Okay, let me slightly rephrase the question. I'll help you. Which of these monsters was not properly fusion summoned?
All of them! Okay, what is... I'm plumbing the depths on this Wall Shadow bullshit. It has to be like Shadow Ghoul plus Labyrinth Wall contact into the Wall Shadow, which attacks them in a labyrinth. That's Battle City. I'm thinking of fucking Battle City. You know, despite the fact that I don't remember half of these, there's just no way that Thousand Dragon is properly summoned. That stupid Time Wizard bullshit is not real. I'm gonna say this. Thousand Dragon was not properly fusion summoned.
Final answer.
Final answer.
I thought I was maybe gonna trick you with this one, but apparently I did not do a good enough job because you are correct.
Oh,
so every other monster or amalgamation, rather, on this list was summoned using a polymerization card. So even though, yes, there was with the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon Mammoth Graveyard Abomination, that was still fused with polymerization. It was like Mammoth Graveyard, the Living Arrow, and polymerization, I think.
Oh.
Some bullshit like that. And then you were actually correct with the Wall Shadow. In the duel with Para and Dox, they had the Labyrinth Wall, and he fused the Shadow Ghoul into the Labyrinth Wall with polymerization.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be really good. Now it is unfortunate.
Did it?
Yeah, these days it's all about, Link summons and Cyburst. Back in the day, it was simple. You fuse the Living Arrow with Mammoth Graveyard in order to decrease the attack of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon until Kaiba threatens to kill himself. Now that's real Yu-Gi-Oh!
Precisely, and people wonder why we didn't know how to play this game properly until about 2008, right?
Yeah, no one did. 2008.
All right, 3 for 5. You're 60%. You're doing pretty good. Which monster attacks with Flash, Flare, Blast? Is it Barrel Dragon, Black Skull Dragon, Magician of Black Chaos, or Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon?
Ooh, that's a good-ass question. Okay, so, Flash, Flare, Blast. Magician of Black Chaos is There's a card about it. It's like Chaos Scepter Blast. That's the name of that one. Barrel Dragon is a gun. So I think that's unlikely. I guess it could be a flash flare. Oh, like a flare. Like out of a flare gun. Black Skull Dragon. Oh, that's a good one too. Flash Flare Blast. He is blasting. It's Meteor Dragon. He blasts. And Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, also pretty good. The thing that's making me think that it's a Red Eyes monster is because I think Red Eyes' attack is like Dark Flare Blast. It's something like that. It's like Inferno Fire Blast or something. It's got blast in its name.
It's Inferno Fire Blast. That's correct.
So Black Skull Dragon would be like, by putting Summon Skull in, it's like flaring and flashing. He does lightning. That's like something. Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon would be like, now that it's like metallic, it's like flash. And then Barrel Dragon would be a gun. It would just be in that. I think. Oh man, this one's hard actually. You putting 2 Red Eyes ones in here is fucking me up. You know what?
That was kind of the idea.
Let me get that hot 50-50. I am prepared for the 50-50.
Okay, you're prepared to use the 50-50 lifeline?
I will be using the 50-50 at this time, yes.
Okay, I will go ahead then and remove 2 of the possible answers here.
Oh, well, fuck you. Okay, it's one of these 2, obviously.
I'm sorry, did you expect something else to come up?
Yes, I was kind of hoping it'd be Barrel Dragon and then one of these 2. All right,
I didn't say it was a random 50-50 for
Oh, 50-50 courtesy of Alex Simo. All right, I was tilting towards Black Skull Dragon, but now that I'm thinking it out, Summon Skull has an attack name. It's like lightning something. It's like hit him with your big lightning power. Fiend's lightning. Isn't there's like that Archfiend that's named it? It's like Fiend lightning something. And there's no lightning in this. It's Flash Flare.
Are you thinking of Skull Archfiend of Lightning?
Yeah, something like there's lightning involved. All right, I'm ready to be completely wrong about this. I'm going to go Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Well, although the 50-50 didn't help you, it doesn't seem like you needed it because you are correct.
Okay, all right, okay. Flash Flare Blast, baby.
I was hoping to maybe get you with the Chaos Scepter Blast. I was hoping you'd forget that they made a card based off of it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know. That card is cool as shit, by the way. That card's
it's cool
crazy.
as shit, isn't it? It's awesome.
I wish every day DMOC was even a little playable because I would be trying that shit.
You did so well with the first Bandit Keith question.
Oh no.
Let's see how well you do this time. Which card does Pegasus use to defeat Bandit Keith? Is it Elephant's Blessing, Flying Elephant, Garnecia Elephantis, or Raging Elephant?
Ooh, that's a really good question. All right, so I'm down to 2 already.
Okay.
Garnecia Elephantis, I believe, is the monster on the card. But the win condition is achieved in such a way that the only monster that makes sense is Flying Elephant. And I remember when they printed Flying Elephant, it was a direct reference to the fact that they needed a card that theoretically did fulfill the condition of what happens in the episode. In fact, the art might have been it too. It might have been the art was Flying Elephant. But Garnecia Elephantis, I remember Garnecia Elephantis being on the board. I think the only thing that makes sense, because they printed it because of this, I think the only thing that makes sense is that Flying Elephant is the card.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You are correct, and Garnecia Elephantis was on the board because Keith did, in fact, control it.
There we go.
Hoping to trip you up there. Maybe you'd misremember who had what. But also, I realized as I wrote this question, it's weird that they both had elephants throughout all of this. I'm not sure if there's any like symbolism or like any reason for that, but it was just kind of funny.
I mean, it is also very important to know that you were cooked the second that you put a question on here about a jank card released in 2019 with an alt-win attached.
I guess maybe I should have put that as the first question, and then you would have felt better about the later Bandit Keith question. I'll let you know we're not done with the Bandit Keith questions. I think there's at least one more later on. All right, next question. Let's test your card knowledge power. Speaking of jank cards, at least by our standards.
Anything other than Bandit Keith.
What is the attack power of the Harpie Lady Sisters? Is it 1900, 1950, 2100, or 2150?
I was going to be like, I sure hope he doesn't say 1950 after the 1900. Oh, geez. I am pretty sure it's 1950. I think it's like, I know they have like 2100 defense. Does that sound right? I think every one of these numbers has been pulled from the card somewhere.
That is correct.
I'm almost positive it's 1950 because they wouldn't have... You have to fucking do stuff to get this card out, you know? You can't just summon it. They wouldn't just make it worse, Gemini Elf. I'm going to say 1950.
Is that the final answer?
That is my final answer.
Well, you are correct. You're on a nice streak. It is 1950. I did try to trip you up there, but yes, you are indeed correct. See, you just had to brush off the dust. Who was the third duelist that Yugi defeated at Duelist Kingdom? Was it Bakura, Kaiba's doppelganger, Mako Tsunami, or Panic?
That's a good-ass question. I don't think it was Bakura. So let me run through the early fights. It's
Sure.
Who the hell does Yugi?
Are you running through these in order or just what comes to mind?
I'm trying to think. It's like Yugi fights. Does he fight Weevil? He has to. Yeah, who else would fight Weevil? Joey fights Rex Raptor. Yugi fights Panic. He fights Kaiba's ghost. He's already fought Kaiba. That's not.
I'll help you out a bit. Yugi fights all 4 of these, so I'll give you that hint. That's for free.
When does he fight Bakura in Duelist Kingdom? How many locator cards did you need? 6?
That is Battle City.
How many star chips did you need? 100? Okay.
10.
But he gets all the star chips. He gets the amount of star chips necessary when he beats Pegasus. Not Pegasus.
No,
well, I'm sorry. Panic. He gets the star chips necessary when he beats Panic because Panic has 1,000 star chips because he just is walking around farming noobs.
That's not necessarily true because they only get what they bet. So Panic never has to bet more than Yugi.
But Yugi bets all his star chips in that duel. He says, "Fuck you, Panic. I'm gonna do what I do."
But does Yugi have the amount of star chips to get Panic to bet that at that point?
Great question. That is such a good question.
I guess that should have been question 9.2.
I'm going in on the first duel that Yugi does is Weevil. He beats the fuck out of Weevil.
Okay.
Because he's like, how dare you take my Exodia? And then what does he do? There's like a Rex Raptor fight. There's a Mako fight. That's Yugi. Oh, fuck. I can't use 50-50. And it wouldn't help either because if I used 50-50, you would shave it down to Mako or Doppelganger or Panic. Which are the two that I'm...
You don't know what I would shave it down to.
Oh, don't I? I think I have a little feeling.
Do you?
I think it can't be Panic because Panic is the last guy he fights before getting to Outrounds. Doppelganger is 3rd star chip, 3 to 6, and then he's in. No, it's 10. Fuck. It can't be Panic. It literally can't be Panic. It has to be the Ghost. I'm going to say that Yugi defeated the gay clown.
Final answer.
Final answer.
I think what's incredible about this is that you were so wrong about so many things, but still got it right.
Huh? Wait, what'd I fuck up?
Okay, so yes, you are correct. Panic is not the last person that Yugi plays. They paste the Paradox brothers in the cave to get their winning in 10 to get into the castle. So that's like where the fact you started going down that line, that's where I thought you were going to be completely wrong. So Panic was before that at some point. But you were correct, where it's Weevil first, then Mako, then it's technically Rex? He duels... So Rex was Joey. Rex wasn't Yugi.
Yeah, but when? So it's right after Weevil?
So, no. After Weevil, Joey duels Mai. But Mai doesn't have to bet all of her... Mai doesn't have to bet all of her star chips because Joey only had 1. So she only bet 1 against him or something like that. So she was still in. So then after that, that's when Yugi plays Mako. Then after that, that's when Joey plays Rex, I think. And then after that at some point... Yugi technically plays Mokuba, but, like, Mokuba jumps off the arena and, like, tries to take Yugi's star chips, which also would throw off your math and the calculus you were trying to do, by the way. And then the Kaiba doppelganger appears, and that is the 3rd opponent. Not long after that, though, when you're asking when Yugi plays Bakura, the spirit of the ring, like, comes and, like... Bakura's like, hey, let's play, like, a fun little game together with our favorite guys. And that's, like, where the Cyber Commander thing with Tristan and all that comes from. And Bakura uses, like, the spirit of the ring to, like, make everyone into their favorite card.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's the spirit of the Millennium Ring versus the Pharaoh, and all the main characters are their cards. And, like, if they die, they go to the graveyard type stuff. So that was right after the Doppelganger duel, I think. And then Panic was right after the Bakura thing.
Sure.
So... Like I said, I don't know how you arrived at the right answer through the wrong means, but it worked. So congratulations.
Yeah, you got it.
So 7, you've only missed the first 2. You haven't missed since the first 2 shots. You're like the Korean air rifle people in the Olympics right now.
I think I'm a little more like the Turkey A person.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Silver medal so far. Silver medal. All right, next question. What is Pegasus's favorite show to watch? Is it Dummy Bunny, Funny Bunny, Money Bunny, or Runny Bunny?
Oh, you thought you would get me with this one. It's Funny Bunny. Final answer.
Correct. I actually thought I was going to put this one up further just because it'd be easier for you to get. But I thought I could trick you with some of the rhymes. So you got that one. That one was fast. All right, next question. Joseph, you are a fan of dungeon duel monsters, but we're going to be talking about some dungeon dice monsters in this question.
Yep.
What are the majority colored dice that Duke Devlin used during the Dungeon Dice Monster mini saga? Is it red and black, red and green, red and yellow, or yellow and green?
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you... oh my god.
The dice are colored because the color represents the different types, or the attributes. I guess it's types for Dungeon Dice Monsters.
I can't even phone a friend on this. I don't think I know anyone who knows this answer.
The sad part is I knew this before I even wrote this question. So you could have phoned me if I wasn't the one asking.
I think I have a guess. His outfit is red and black, so it could be red and it's fucked up that black isn't in any of these other ones, though. Is black a real color that the dice can be?
Black is... All of these are real colors of the dice, yes.
All right, I'm going to say red and black, then.
Okay, final answer?
Final answer.
Okay, you're incorrect. It is red and green. Yugi's were blue and white for reference.
Oh no, how could I have fucked this one up?
So the black dice actually represent the items.
Oh.
And there were very few of those played. And so then for context, the red dice were like dragons. The green dice are like beast or beast warrior type things. Yellow dice, which Duke also used, are zombies. And then Yugi had primarily blue and white dice. The blue dice are warriors, and the white dice are spellcasters. And so I think they did that just to make them have distinguished types of monsters that they were summoning. But yeah, we were talking about some of these before. How many unique ritual monsters were summoned throughout the entire Duelist Kingdom arc? Was it 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Let me think. Blackluster Soldier, Magician of Black Chaos. That's all of them. That's all the ones I can remember.
Well, 2 is not a correct answer, so...
No, it's not. Okay, let me just think about the duelists. Well, there's Relinquished. That's one right there. Relinquished. That's 3. Rex Raptor and Weevil Underwood. They are not ritual summoning. They don't fucking have anything to ritual summon.
I don't know, Joseph. There's the Javelin Beetle.
Oh shit, there is. Bandit Keith summons Zera the Mant, I believe. So that's 4, but I don't think he summons anything else. Maybe. Bakura seems like a guy who would do some ritual summoning, but for the life of me, I can't think of one. If it turns out that Dark Necrofear is a ritual in the anime, I'm gonna be very mad.
Well, remember, this is just strictly the Duelist Kingdom arc, so keep that in mind.
Her ass isn't ritual summoning. Oh god, does Taya have the stupid mirror ritual or some stupid shit?
That seems like a Taya card, doesn't it?
Does Joey play any rituals? Legendary Flame Lord? That card would be way too good for Duelist Kingdom. And I'm pretty sure that Bakura doesn't summon Zork ever. I don't recall that happening. I can only think of the 4. I really can only imagine the 4. But I'm sure I'm missing one. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say 5.
Just because you think you're missing one, but you can't recall what it is.
With the understanding that one of them that I'm going to be wrong about one of them, I'm going to say 5, even though I can only remember 4.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You kind of walked right over it, unfortunately, and I sort of hinted to try to help you out, but you are incorrect. The answer is 3. It is just BLS, Magician of Black Chaos, and Relinquished. Zera the Mant was summoned in Battle City in the first 1 or 2 episodes.
Fuck off. Oh, I was way off then. Whoops.
Speaking of Taya, you mentioned her. That's actually who the next question is about. Which of these monsters was not used by Taya against Mai? Is it Happy Lover, Shining Friendship, Lady of Faith, or Fairy's Gift?
Oh, God, she's played all these cards. Every single one of these cards is a card that Taya's played, right? Okay, I don't think it's Lady of Faith. I think she is... Wait, hold up. Let me think real quick. How many duels does Taya have during Battle City? It's just the one, right?
As far as I recall, yes. I think it's just the one against Mai.
So I recall Taya using Happy Lover. I recall her using Shining Friendship and Lady of Faith. I don't know what is Fairy's Gift. What is that? No, I don't remember this card. She could have summoned it.
Are you looking these up?
Yeah, I'm looking up Fairy's Gift. I don't know where.
You're not supposed to look them up.
Wait, I'm just supposed to go off vibes? I don't know what this card is.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm going to say the answer is Fairy's Gift. I think it's Fairy's Gift for sure.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Well, you're wrong. It's Lady of Faith, you cheater.
I looked it up and got it wrong. No, Lady of Faith is Mokuba. Fuck.
Lady of Faith is actually, I think, was it Mokuba? I don't remember.
It's Mokuba
I thought, like,
Bakura
may have done.
It's one of those guys.
I think Bakura was the Lady of Faith. Yeah, so I tricked you here because Taya has played Magician of Faith, but not the Lady of Faith. So I was seeing if I could trip you up a bit there, and it looks like I was successful. And good, because you cheated anyway.
It's not
Game
cheating.
show? Here, let me pull out my phone and look up stuff to help me answer the question. That's why you have lifelines.
I just wanted to know what she looked like.
All right, next question. What is the first card ever played in the Duelist Kingdom arc?
Jesus.
Is it Blackland Fire Dragon, Hitatsumi Giant, Kagamusha of the Blue Flame, or Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress?
Okay, so first Duelist Kingdom duel is Yugi Weevil.
First, this is the Duelist Kingdom arc.
Yeah, first duel.
Episode 1. Episode 1.
Is the first episode when they get to Duelist Kingdom, or is it Pegasus fighting Yugi for his soul?
I mean, you tell me, buddy. I'm not here to... You don't remember the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever.
Okay, but is that the first episode of Duelist Kingdom?
That is the Duelist Kingdom arc. So yes, it would be episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. So yes, I will give you that hint.
In that case, I think I know the answer. I think it is the Hitatsumi Giant.
Is that the final answer?
That is the final answer.
Well, you are finally wrong again. It is Kagamusha of the Blue Flame.
Who plays Kagamusha?
When they first open in on the scene of them
Fuck
at the
off!
school.
It's Joey Yugi. He goes, your cards are too good.
That's exactly what happens. And Kagamusha of the Blue Flame is the first Yu-Gi-Oh card to ever make an appearance in that show. So Hitatsumi Giant technically is the first card played in an actual... Technically, they were dueling. So I
wouldn't call what Wheeler does dueling.
How many times did Kaiba summon the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon throughout the entire Duelist Kingdom arc? And remember, this is everything before Battle City. So this is Duelist Kingdom... This is the virtual world with the big 5, like when they get taken in the first time, not the second time. And then this is also like the Dungeon Dice Monster, little side arc.
Oh, does he summon in Dungeon Dice Monsters?
Your options are 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I think I know this one. I think it doesn't make too many appearances. There's the fight where it gets fused with Mammoth Graveyard, and then there's the fight with the Big 5 where it gets fused with Blackluster Soldier. Yeah, I think it's just the 2. I'm going to say 2.
Final answer?
Yes.
You are correct. The cold streak is over. You finally got one. I may have helped you out a little bit by telling you it included the virtual world, but that's okay.
Yeah, you definitely did. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Remember, you still have one more lifeline here to improve your score. Not that you've needed it thus far, but we'll see. Next question. Which of these characters has never had a gun held to their head? And we're going to assume that this is not the 4Kids version where they have finger guns.
Yeah.
Is it Bakura, Kaiba, Mai, or Pegasus?
Kaiba and Pegasus have had a gun held to their head. Pegasus got a gun held to his head by Keith. Kaiba has that scene where he throws Gianto Megumi in the hammer of the gun. It would be crazy if Bakura got out of all of this without getting shot. But who would pull a gun on Bakura? So Bakura's evil and Mai is a criminal, and one of them has had a gun held to their head at some point. I think Bakura he's like stealthy. No one really knows that he's evil. I don't see a reason why someone would hold a gun to Bakura's head. So I'm gonna say it's Bakura.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You are incorrect. It is Mai. It is Mai.
Who shoots Bakura?
He doesn't shoot Bakura, obviously. But it was, I believe, when Bakura was sleuthing around in the tower or like in the prison cells or something. One of the, like, Chemo or one of the guards finds him and just, like, says, like, oh, like, don't move or something like that. And then Bakura, I think, like, uses his Millennium Ring to summon, like, a man-eater bug or some shit and just, like, kill them or something like that. Something to that effect happens. In Duelist Kingdom, monsters would receive a field power bonus if their type correctly matched the terrain at the location of the duel arena. What percentage boost did these monsters receive from the field power bonus? Is it 20%, 30%, 40%, or did it depend on the arena?
Pretty sure it's a flat rate, and I'm pretty sure it's either 20 or 30.
It's funny as a kid, like, when we watched it, we just thought the concept of the field power bonus was so cool, even though we didn't know how to do math like that. And we're just like, whoa, the number's like 1690 or like 1920 or whatever it would turn into.
I will be completely honest with you. I just didn't know it existed as a kid. I was like, oh, this guy's just got 1920. And then when I was rewatching it on that Twitch playthrough, I was like, oh my God, there's like a rule to this. I just thought they were just making shit up. I'm going to say 30.
Just a vibe?
20 seems too low.
And 40 seems too high?
Yeah, I know it's not 40.
All right, so final answer then.
Yep, final answer.
You are correct.
Oh, thank
30% is the flat field power bonus. The weird part about it is, and this is why I threw the 40 and the 20 in there as well, aside from the fact that I needed other answers to trick you. They always mention the percentages of how much the terrain affects the field. So it would be like 40% mountain, 20% meadow, or things like that. But it didn't matter. They still got the flat 30% bonus if they got the field power bonus. So I always thought that'd be a cool concept if they implemented it into the actual game, aside from like having to do the math. But I guess like we don't play field spells, so maybe it's better just for the show's sake. All right. We're getting near the end. Only a few left. You still have one lifeline. Next question. Throughout the Duelist Kingdom tournament, how many duels ended in a surrender? Was it 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Them bitches were always surrendering. Like, all the damn time. Yugi surrenders to Kaiba. Pretty sure that Mai surrenders to, like, Taya or Joey or something. And I'm sure I'm missing one. I'm going to use... I know last time I was completely wrong about, like, I forgot one, so I'm going to add one in. But I am going to double down and do that again. I'm going to say 3 duels ended in a surrender.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That's an interesting answer, and your logic was also sort of on point. But you're still, unfortunately, incorrect for this one. And this one is going to actually blow your mind. Would you believe me if I said that Yugi actually doesn't technically surrender to Kaiba?
Oh! Does he just pass or something?
Yes. So technically, well, it's anime bullshit logic. Technically, Yugi's attacking with the Celtic Guardian and then stops his attack, and then Kaiba uses his like decayed blue eyes to just kill off the Celtic Guardian because it has like the one head that can, you know, still have its normal attack or whatever bullshit they came up with. So technically, Yugi, he surrenders in spirit to losing to Kaiba, but doesn't actually officially surrender. But I could see why you would think that. And I'm not going to lie, as for everyone watching this, I literally had to stop and check to make sure that I wasn't wrong on this. The only times you were correct that Mai actually surrendered to Taya, as a matter of fact. We talked about that duel a little bit earlier. Mai surrendered to Taya and just let her win so that Yugi could have the star chips or whatever.
Right.
But then also, Mai also surrendered to Yugi in the semifinals of Duelist Kingdom because after she was in a position where she was going to lose, I think after the Harpie's pet dragon got killed by Black Luster Soldier, she didn't want to see her Harpies hurt. So she actually puts her hand on the deck and surrenders.
Oh, so you're counting the one where she's in a losing position and she's like, I gotta surrender. You're not counting the Yugi one where he's like, you can kill me.
I don't make the rule. Well, technically, I do make the rules. So
That's
yes,
true.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, all right. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, next question. We talked about Kaiba's doppelganger before. This is a question going back to him.
Yes.
In the duel where Yugi duels against Kaiba's doppelganger, How does Yugi destroy Kaiba's first Blue Eyes White Dragon? Was it that Kaiba hacked the system and gave it a virus? Was it Mirror Force, Mystic Box, or Spellbinding Circle?
That is just like such a question I am unprepared to answer. I do remember Kaiba hacked the system and gave it a virus for one of them. I don't think it was the first one, though. I'm going to say the first one was stopped by the shenanigans of the Mystic Box.
Final answer. You seem pretty confident about that one.
No, it's the opposite. I don't know anything about this question, so I might as well take a shot in the dark. I'm going to say Mystic Box.
You do have a lifeline. I'm just saying.
No one's going to know this shit.
Well, you should have used the lifeline because you are incorrect. It was actually through the magic of the Spellbinding Circle.
That doesn't even destroy it.
So it doesn't. What happens is the Blue Eyes White Dragon attacks a magical hat that has the Spellbinding Circle hiding under it, which again doesn't make any fucking sense, which reduces the attack of the Blue Eyes by 700, which it also doesn't do in actual Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dark Magician is able to attack over the first Blue Eyes White Dragon. All right, only a few left. We're in the home stretch. Speaking of the magical hats, that's actually what the next question is about. How many times did Yugi activate the magical hats throughout the Duelist Kingdom tournament? Is it 3, 4, 5, or 6?
I feel like he's always got them fucking hats out. Oh man. I know he does it versus Pegasus. I'm gonna say he's always doing that shit. 6 seems like a lot. I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna say those hats are always coming out. He's always bringing the hats out.
So this time, instead of going 1 above what your instinct is, you're going 1 below.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, final answer.
Final answer.
Well, just like the number of magical hats, it was 4. He used it against the Kaiba Doppelganger, which I actually just sort of gave away in the previous answer. Mm-hmm. He used it against Para and Dox when they were doing the whole tag team thing.
Sure.
He used them against Joey in the finals. I guess technically it was the finals. And then you were right. He did also use it against Pegasus as well. So you got that one right. So you were close. Not really, but you were close. You were close. When Kaiba hacks into the Industrial Illusions mainframe and crashes the Industrial Illusions satellite, which state did he crash the satellite into? Is it California, Florida, New York, or Texas?
Are you for real right now? All right, I'm gonna use my phone a friend on this.
Okay, who would you like to call for this?
I'm gonna see if Danny will pick up. Let me see. The problem is a lot of my friends have jobs.
What do you mean? We're working.
I'm not getting him. Let me think who else I can try. All right, I'm getting no help. I'm gonna take a crack at this one, and hopefully one of them will respond by the time I need it.
I mean, you need it now, so that's unfortunately not helping.
Okay, this is unfortunate because Yu-Gi-Oh is what? It's Japanese, right?
Correct.
And Japanese people, they only know a handful of American states. If you had said like Ohio, we could rule that out.
Yeah, I basically hand-selected the 4 states they would most likely know.
I'm gonna say the place where spaceships take off is Florida. So I'm gonna say it's Florida.
Okay, final answer.
Final answer.
Considering you just took a wild shot in the dark, you are unfortunately incorrect. It was the great state of California.
Sure.
And they do show this in the anime. There's like a whole scene where they just have the POV of the camera of the satellite literally crashing into the state. I'm sure that's not an act of terrorism in any sort of capacity, but you know. Okay, this next one is actually about one of your favorite cards, Joseph. In the Duelist Kingdom final, well, technically it's not the final because it's the prize for winning the final, but in any case, in the duel between Yugi and Pegasus, what was the first monster absorbed by the all-powerful Relinquished? Was it Curse of Dragon, Dark Magician, Gaia the Fierce Knight, or Jigen Bakudan?
What a good question. No, this one I think I can figure out. Curse of Dragon, Gaia the Fierce Knight. You know, those are like the same guy. And this is like halfway through the duel, right? Because I remember Relinquished only comes out when he's done with the Toon World cards. I feel like it would be a closer to endgame type thing.
So are you ruling out that the bitch monsters like Curse of Dragon and Guy of the Fierce Knight?
I'm not calling Guy. I'm not calling Guy of the Fierce Knight a bitch. No, I think
the second-class monsters have been disposed of already.
No, I think they actually fit the bill as like the fodder that could get sucked up by this card, but would otherwise be taking over the duel.
Okay. No, I was curious what your logic was. That's fine.
Like, I would remember Guy is more iconic. I would remember it getting sucked up. If it's Jigen Bakudan, I'm going to feel like a moron. I'm going to say Curse of Dragon.
Final answer.
Final answer.
I cannot believe you got that one. But yes, it was Curse of Dragon, actually.
Let's go!
It does absorb Dark Magician and Jigen Bakudan at later stages, I believe, but Curse of Dragon was the first one. That's interesting that you thought you would remember Gaia getting sucked up. That's fascinating. But it led you to the right answer. Okay, next question. In the Duelist Kingdom arc, Pumpking, the King of Ghosts, would increase the attack of all of Bones' zombie monsters each turn. What was that percentage? Was it 5, 10, 15, or 20%?
It's a percentage?
It has to be a percentage. It has to sound more intimidating than, what it does on the actual card.
Which I think is
That's
what,
like everything
200?
out of Metal Raiders. I think it's 200.
The 200 is making me think 20% because that's like 2-0, It's like 2s and 0s.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also really low, so it could be like 5%. What would be 5% if it was 200? 200 times 20 would be 4,000. 200 times 10 would be 2,000. And that would mean his 2,000 attack point monsters would gain 200, but he doesn't have a lot of those. I think it's high. I think it's like 20. I was actually surprised to see the low numbers on here. I'm gonna say 20% for sure.
Final answer?
Final answer.
I can see how you arrived at that number, but unfortunately, it is incorrect. It is a mere 10% per turn.
Sure, whatever.
To be fair, I think they showed like 3 or 4 turns passing because since it's Duelist Kingdom rules, they can't like attack directly or anything.
Yeah.
So I think they just show like 3 or 4 turns of Joey getting bodied and like the thing just like yeah, exactly. So they get to like 3,000 attack or some like insane number, which could have like thrown off like your thinking there. But I can see your logic with like the 200 and the 20% though. That seems logical. All right, the final question. Final question. You are if you get this right, you will have an over 50% success rate. Which one of the following cards is not one of Pegasus's anime exclusive cards? Is it Absorb Spell, Magical Neutralizing Force, Prophecy, or Trap Displacement?
I don't know. I have to use my lifeline.
If someone will pick up.
There we go.
Yo, is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm filming a video with Alex right now.
Okay.
It is a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style video, and it requires me to have the ability to phone a friend to ask a question about duel monsters that I don't know.
Okay, got it, sure.
I know you're a duel monsters genius.
I am.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and then you got to tell me what the answer is. And let me
definitely.
Let me just say that I have no fucking clue what it is. So...
All right, I got a shot.
Oh, hold up. Danny is also calling. Hold up. Let me see if I can get you all on 3-way call here.
I didn't say you could phone 2 friends for the record, but
Hello?
fine.
Are you 3 here?
I'll allow it.
Hello. Hi.
All right. I fucked up. I asked you both for help for this.
Wait, what's this?
And then you both said yes at the same time. It's Peeps and Luke Von Karma.
Yo, it's the squad. Hi, Danny. How are you?
Hey, wait. It says I'm on Joseph. Is this like a group call?
It is a group call.
It's a group call.
Fuck?
Okay, so
What is this, 1996?
Here's the deal. I'm calling you because I'm filming with Alex, and he has me on a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style show where I need to phone a friend. So I need to ask you two a question about duel monsters and that I do not know.
Okay. You know the content well is nice and full when we're doing game shows from the 90s, but sure.
Why would you call me?
Well, at this point, I would just be happy to hear from anyone.
Okay. No, I got this. I got this.
Yeah. I trust Pete.
Are you ready for the question?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Which one of the following cards is not one of Pegasus's anime exclusive cards?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, and the 4 answers are absorb spell, magical neutralizing force, prophecy, or trap displacement.
I think I know it. Can you say the names again?
Yeah, the 4 are absorb spell, magical neutralizing force, prophecy, or trap displacement.
Think. So it was magical neutralizing force,
Magical neutralizing force, yes.
absorb spell,
Absorb spell,
trap displacement, and what was the other one?
prophecy.
Prophecy.
Okay, so it's not an anime exclusive.
Not an anime.
The one that is
exclusive.
not a Pegasus anime exclusive.
Oh my god.
They're all anime exclusives, but one isn't Pegasus's.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh
I
my
cannot give you a
goodness.
confident answer on this. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
can give you a guess.
Crazy.
That's okay.
Magical neutralizing force, absorb spell.
It is the last question. It's meant to be the hardest.
Okay.
Of these four, do you know any that are Pegasus's cards?
I know. I'm pretty sure he's used trap displacement. I'm
Done.
pretty sure I can.
That's enough. I don't need to know more than that. I believe you.
Pretty sure. Gosh, dude.
Dude, this is the hardest thing you've ever asked me.
That can't possibly be true. Oh, I lost the call.
I guess your time was up.
All right, well, what did I get out of that? No trap displacement? All right, let me think about this. Magical, okay, I do know magical neutralizing force is a card he plays. Trap displacement, that's a good one to get. So it's prophecy or absorb spell. Is absorb spell just spell absorption? Prophecy is the spell book cards. No, if there was a guy who was going to use prophecy, it's probably the guy that can see into your mind, which means it would be absorb spell.
You don't sound too confident with that answer.
No, I'm not confident at all.
At least you've got it down to a 50-50 from what it sounds like.
They're actually
In your mind.
They are
anyway.
they are still texting me. He says, I am 95% certain that he used trap displacement on magical hats or some stupid shit like that. Yeah, they don't need to sell me on trap displacement. I'm gonna say that it's absorb spell. Absorb spell is not a Pegasus anime exclusive.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Well, Joseph, your 3-way paid off because you are correct.
Jesus Christ, that was the most painful call of my life.
I didn't think that was going to be that tough, but apparently that I'm glad that ended up being like the climax
What
of
the
this
hell?
whole
I'm looking
thing.
it up.
Because
What the hell is prophecy?
So prophecy is like right when Yugi or Kaiba is about to play a card, he activates prophecy, and if he guesses if it has over or under 2,000 attack, like the card immediately gets destroyed before it even gets played or something like
This
that.
is in one of my fucking Twitter threads. I should have known this. What's absorb spell? Is it?
You've done a lot of those.
Absorb spell is just spell absorption.
So, yeah, I threw that in there because I thought because Relinquish and Thousand Knives absorb things, I thought you would just kind of just not think
I was
that was
too
going to be...
stupid to figure it out.
But yeah, I don't even think Pegasus... I think Kaiba used absorb spell, and it was just like spell absorption. Yeah, I don't think it was like... I think it's the art for spell absorption, but I think it actually did something way better than spell absorption does.
Way better. How could it possibly?
I think it literally like took a spell and like gave you its effect or something like that. So I think it was like Mystical Ref Panel or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I swear it was not like what actual TCG spell absorption is. Joseph, congratulations. You got a humble 50% of the questions correct. How do you feel?
That's an F plus, baby. I don't feel great. I don't feel fantastic. I don't know shit about the anime.
It's enough to pass the bar if that makes you feel better.
Oh, that does make me feel better. Oh boy. I'm gonna smuggle in Danny and Jordan.
I don't even know if they were how much help they really. I guess they got rid of trap displacement.
They got
for
one
you.
out of those four. They were about 50-50. They were a 75-25 for me.
To be fair, if I did 50-50 this one, I was just going to make it between Absorb Spell and Prophecy, so that wasn't going to help you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you had fun. Thank
did.
you for indulging me and doing this really stupid quiz show. I thought you would enjoy it because you're a man of trivia. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout to Shout1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Phoenix the Immortal, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, Little Fadeleaf, Draconic, Dylan Rare Hunter, JW11860, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Chrono the Branded Enjoyer, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady, Uncle Brian of Stardust, Power Rave, both out a stupidly long name that barely makes any sense and is annoying to read out loud, Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT Cancel by All Community soon, Cancel by All Committee soon, Cancel by All Players soon, Nicholas Carpenter, Corvain, Calvin Tempest, RIP Akira Toriyama, Daniel Howell, and Life Keeps Using Solemn Judgment on My Hopes and Dreams. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.